operation or some task repeatedly or iteratively or repeatedly, repeatedly. So I'm going to write it repeatedly or iteratively, repeatedly or iteratively, iteratively for finite number of times. For finite number of times. This is an important for a finite number of times until come in, until test condition becomes test condition becomes false. Until test condition becomes false. This is the point you need to remember. The purpose of looping or repetitive or statements is that to perform certain operation or task repeatedly or iteratively for a finite number of times until test condition becomes false. Example, as I said you one thing to you. Suppose I want to send an SMS for 100 students, for 100 students, saying that today is starting looping statements, don't miss it. So how many times you are sending? 100 times. That is known as what? Repeatedly or iteratively. 100 means what here? Finite. So our counter starts from where? 1 onwards. Our sending SMS starts from where? 1 onwards. And the next is sending to second student, third student, so on 99 student and then 100 student. And when 101 will come to counter, that will become what? False. My target is to reach to what? 100. So I go on moving in forward direction for 100 times only. And when 101 comes, that condition becomes false. Start from 1, ending with 100 is our limits. Once our limit exceeds, condition becomes what? False. So this is the most important. When the task is given, you have to immediately recognize what type of concept to be used for this. So there are two operations will come in front of you, either one-time operation or repeated operation. Repeated operations performed by what? Looping. One-time operations performed by what? We are using continuously, both combined together. So I'm going to write it in Python programming. In Python programming, we have we have two types of two looping statements, or we have two looping or iterative statements. We have two looping or iterative statements. They are number one, I'm going to write it while loop, while loop, or we can also, there is one more flavor is the while else loop it is called. While else loop it is called. While else loop. Second one is available for loop. For loop, or we can also call it as what? For else loop it is called. For else loop it is called. This is the another one we are going to discuss. While loop or while else loop or for loop or for else loop we are going to discuss. Students, remember, now I want to go for it. My requirement is to generate, I'm giving some tips for you to generate the following series of values. Following series of values. Some small tips I want to tell you to write the coding using loops. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, 8, 9, and then 10. I want to generate 1 to 10 numbers here. 1 to 10 numbers. Where are you starting? This is my series of value. First of all, you tell me, is it one time operation or repeated operation? It is a repeated operation. It is a repeated operation, first of all, that you have to recognize. By seeing the problem, you can understand, is it one time or repeated? Is it one time or repeated? It is a repeated. So you need to and after ensuring that it is a looping statement to be used, here you have to remember 3 points. Where to start? Come on, number one. First question, where to start? All of you. One. Where to start? One. That I need to take it into one initialization. We call it as a initialization part we can call. The first point to recognize is where to start. So where to start from? One onwards. And the next that is known as what initialization part we can call IP. Initialization part we can call. Next, way to end. Way to end 10. 10. In which direction you just decide? That means as long as my I value less than or equal to 10, I will print the data of I. Correct or not? As long as my I value less than or equal to 10, I will repeat printing the I value. So that is called a condition preparation we can call. This is called a conditional part, condition CP, condition part. Here I will write it. Where to start 1, where to end 10, which direction? Forward direction. Forward direction means it is going to be used what? Less than or equal to symbol I need to use. Which symbol I have to use? Less than or equal to. If it is a backward direction, I will use what? Greater than or equal to, I will use it. It's a simple blind rules in the coding. So once it is that, I will print I will write a keyword called what here? While I will write it. While I will print off what I will print here, I will print I, printing I. After printing I, next I need to go for what? Next I need to go for what? While I less than or equal to what here? 10. I less than or equal to what? 10. Like this. Placed here. CP that is called. Print of what? I. I is printed there. What is the value printed? 1 is printed. After 1, it has to go to where? 2. It has to go to where? 3. It has to go to 4. It has to go to 5. Like that, it has to go on taking. So I need to increment the I value. I is equal to what I should say? I plus 1, which is known as what you know. Updation part we can call. Which part it is called? Updation part. So that updation part is in forward direction. Forward direction means it is incrementing only, no? It is incrementing only. So either in, so when you want to write any looping, three important things are compulsory. Number one, initialization part. Number two is a conditional part. Number three is called updation part. But updation is what here? Incrementation. If it is a background, if it is a backward direction, I have to go for a decrementation. First of all, are you following me? So anyone is not there. This initialization condition and updation is not there. Our loop will not be continued. I'll show you that. So I'm going to give you while we are dealing with while we are dealing with now I'm going to deal. So while we are dealing with which statements, looping or iterative statements, we must ensure three important factors here. Three important factors. Three important factors. What they are? They are, you need to remember these points. Number one, initialization part. Initialization part.
This
Come out of
meeting
that.
is
That
being
is nothing but
recorded.
what? This makes us to understand where to stop. Where to stop. This is called what? Where to stop. This is called where to stop. Where to start and where to stop. Conditional part always makes you to understand what? Where to stop. Now, how long it should continue? How long it should continue and where to stop? I will write. How long to continue? How long to continue? How long to continue? how long to continue, and where to stop. And the next is called what? 3. During that continuous part, it should be either incrementation or decrementation, which is known as what? Updation path, which is called incrementation, incrementation or decrementation or decrementation. I'm going to take up either incrementation or decrementation. I need to take care. This is about, these are the 3 important things you need to take care. How do you write the logic here? Tell me, I is equal to 1. That is called, what is that? Initialization. I need to write what? I less than or equal to 10, which is called a true. And I need to print here as what? Print of I. If I print of I, suppose if I take this I value 1, 1 less than or equal to 10, true, print of I, that is called 1 is printed. Next, the while loop power is, it will take the PVM control back to the condition once again. Suppose in place of while, if I write only which statement, if keyword, if I write it, after printing 1, it will go to where? Other statements in the program. But in the case of while, if I write it, while is having the nature of what? Take the control of PVM back to the condition part once again. What is the I value next time? Still 1 only. Again printed 1. Again printing. Same thing printed what? Infinitely. That is known as infinite loop. Infinite loop. Infinite loops are always giving you what? Wrong results. Infinite loops are not recommended. Are you able to follow? Infinite loops are not recommended. That's why I will do what here? I'll do what here? Here I will write it. Print of I. Print of I. I do what here, you know? I do what you know? I is equal to what? I plus 1. What is the value of I? 1 plus 1 is equal to 2. So what is happening now? It is going to be 2. 2 less than or equal to 10. Printing. It is going on repeating until what? All elements are repeated here. How many times it is repeated? 10 times repeated. If 10 plus 1, 11. 11 less than or equal to 10, it is called false. False means comes out of it and print the other statements in the program. I hope you are following me. So this part, I can't imagine how much important this process is. Let me go to the while loop here. So online students, I hope that how this is clear. So coming to while loop or while else loop, I am going to discuss carefully. Try to follow. Syntax number 1 I am going to take up. While is called what here? Keyword. Now syntax number 1 I am talking. Syntax number 1. How this syntax number 1 I am writing? Click into this. Which is an initialization. Now I am writing this part and I am saying while here I am writing here test condition. Test condition. While test condition. While is a keyword. Test condition you already know. It may be a relational expression or it may be logical expression. So there I'm writing, there I'm writing. So here I'm writing. Already you know colon. I forget what is the colon? Indentation symbol. Suppose I don't want to write the indentation symbol. That time what I will write it? Pass. So pass is also called what? Keyword. So you know. So that you know students. Statement 1, statement 2, statement n, statement n. N number of statements I am writing. Here I wrote statement n. I forget what is statement 1, statement 2, statement n are called indentation block. Beautiful. Indentation block. And after that, I will write here. What is that? Parallel to while loop. These are called what? Other statements. Other statements in where? Program. Other statements in the program. Now I will move to the further. While test condition, indentation block of statement, other statements in the program. How the flow will be now starting here. In this place, these statements can be what? Initialization and all those things you take care. And PVM comes to where? While loop test condition. Test condition is called what? True. What will happen? Executes the indentation block of statements. In this indentation block of statements, what is there? Problem solving logic is there. The substitution statement is also present. Now PVM go to where again? Test condition. Who will bring the test condition? Who will bring the PVM back? The while keyword is having such a execution behavior. Second time test condition is also true. Second time also it execute and it will go to taking the back to whom? While loop again. Second time also true. Third time also true. N number of times true. At one moment of time test condition becomes what? False. Once it is false, come out of the while loop and execute what? Other statements in the program. That is the execution behavior of what loop? While loop. So this is one thing. I think you are following this. Right. Online students, is this syntax is clear? Quickly. So I need to go for one more. Else I want to talk. Else while else loop I want to talk about it. Look at students. Now I'm going to take up here you see something like this I'm saying. Something like this I'm going to say. Now you follow me carefully. Second, syntax number two I'm talking. Syntax number two I'm talking, which is a very, very easy. Follow me. And here I'm writing else, else, else block of statements I'm writing. Else block of statements. Else block of statements. Else block of statements. It's a very important and so tricky to understand. Some intelligence required to understand this part. And you are already intelligent student only. Try to start. Same. Whatever is explaining, this is same. In the syntax number one, what is not there? Else is not there. It means writing else is called what? Optional. I may write it, I may not write it. But when here I wrote it, what else? Start here while test condition. Test condition is true, execute. Again, test condition, second time true, execute. Third time true, fourth time true, all the times true. Understanding that? One moment of time while loop becomes what? False. Once it is false, next PVM will come to while related else is there, it will come to the else spot and execute the else block of statements one time only. Like if else is executing one time or not. Else is executing one time only. After executing else spot, it will go to where? Other statements in the program. You may ask a question. This is the execution part of what? While else. So else part of while loop will execute when the test condition becomes false. Then you will ask a question. Sir, when do you use else? What is the concept based? Suppose if you go to application based, if I take it. For example, you take a situation of like this. What is the situation? I am taking you take an example of 1 month bank transactions you are performing in one banking you are doing. After performing 1 month bank transactions, that is the 1 to 31 days. What is that operation called? Repeated operation, looping. 1 to 31 days is called what? Looping. 31 days over, the bank people, 31 days over means what is completed? Looping is completed. Next, it will come to where? In the else part of the corresponding banking operation, I will send you the e-bank statement. I will send you to your mail ID. How many times I am sending that bank statement for an individual customer? One time. How many days you are performing the banking operation? 30 days. 30 days banking operations performing in where? While loop. After the 30 days is over, corresponding while loop only, corresponding customer only, I'm sending the e-bank statement what time only. That one time operation I will write in the corresponding else part of the loop only. And this is called what? Other statements in the program. Some other logic I will write it. Are you following me? Right. This is very, very important. One more example. For example, I'm taking my class, for example, 100 minutes I'm taking or 90 minutes I'm taking. 90 minutes taking is called what? While loop. Right or not? Starting from 1 to 90. 1 to 90. Immediately I will go to my cabin. I will take for a few minutes rest. For what? To go to other class. Are you following me? So taking rest for the corresponding class will be done where? L spot. Taking 90 minutes is what operation? Repeated operation. Taking for that class after completion corresponding else will be called what? Else block. And I will go to the next class, I will go for it. Next class, I will go for it. Are you following me? Another thing. You are doing a business of 30 days. Business for 30 days. How many days? Business for 30 days. 30 days business you are doing. And profit you are counting in the 30 days over. Are you following me? Doing 30 days profit is in which loop? Doing 30 days business is in which loop? Right. Day 1, day 2, day 3, like that. And you are keeping the profits in the box, for example. And that profit you are counting after how many days? 30 days. 30 days, what is completed? Loop. 31st day loop becomes what? False. Go to where? That 30 days corresponding else block is there. There you are going to print your profit. So printing profit how many time? One time. Getting the profit is how many days? 30 days. That I am accumulating inside and I am printing that. And I am doing the next 30 days program I am preparing as a other statements in the program. Clear or not clear? Clear. Last and final. You are going for college for semester. One semester you are going. Semester means how many days? 6 months, 5 months, 4 months, depends on the university. So 4 months, 5 months you take it. 5 into 30 days is called what? 150 days. 150 days you are studying all your subjects. What is that operation? Looping. And after 30 days is over, after 150 days is over, are you writing exams or not? That exams you are writing in where? Corresponding to that semester, that semester training, you are writing the exams in where? L spot. And you are doing to the next other semester or not? Other semester is called what statements? Other statement. Did you understand this L spot and all? Like last and final. In your career, 1 to 22 years you are studying by yourself. 1 to 22 years. Studying. And you are doing getting the job. That is nothing but what? 22 years over, studies over. And you are going to do what? Job for the studies what you completed. Getting the job, one team will get the job and you'll continue the job. Are you following me? Right. Last and final. Life level example. God has given to you the life of 1 to 100 years. 1 to 100 years. Are you following me? Actually, God is given to you 1 to 40 years only. Actually, 1 to 40 years only God has given the life. 40 to 60, but 20 years is brought from some other animal that is granted to human being. 60 to 80 is also given to some other animal. And 80 to 100 is given from some other animal. The human being is borrowed from other animals the rest of the 60 years. One day I will, because when I'm reading one article, there I found that small point. Even I felt that it is correct. So that's why 1 to 40 years you will enjoy here and there, moving there, whatever you like it, you will eat it and it is digested. After 40 years, slow down the organs. That's why eat properly and stay more. Don't eat whatever you like it. That this garbage collector will collect away. Students, Is my voice is clear? వాయిస్ వినిపించట్లేదండి. Is it okay? And the next is called the other people. Now it is clear. Okay. So now I will move to the further. I'm going to write one small flow chart. I will Is it clear now? Is it clear now? Okay. So now let's start the discussion. So screen is visible and voice is clear, but screen is here. Screen also, let me check. Screen problem again. Screen is struck up. Screen becomes struck up. Is the screen is okay now? Is the screen is okay now? Now it's okay. Okay. So let us start the discussion. We say syntax one. Yes, syntax one only. So syntax one only. Next is syntax number two. Syntax number two. Now it's okay. Okay. Let us start the discussion. Let's start the discussion now. So let's start. So everything is fine now. So no issue. Let me start the discussion. With the syntax number two, we got it. And here we are in. Now we are here. Now we are here. Diagrammatic format we are coming now. Let's start the syntactical part of it. And we started here something like this. So here I'm going to take up, there I'm going to write it. While test condition, statement 1, statement 2, statement 3, statement n, and then what? Other statements in the program. So first it will come to the test condition. If it is true, execute this and execute the same test condition multiple times until it becomes false. Once it false, it goes to where? Other statements in the program. And that same thing I'm giving in the form of what? Explanation here. So here, while and else are called keywords. Here, test condition can be either true or false. Test condition can be either true or false. If the test condition is true, then PVM executes indentation block of statements, and once again PVM control goes to test condition. If once again test condition is true, PVM executes indentation block of statements. This process will be repeated for finite number of times until test condition becomes false. That is what I explained already. Once a test condition becomes false, PVM executes else block of statements which are written here. Else block of statements which are written under else block if it present, and later executes other statements in the program. This part. So syntax number one and syntax number two is given now. So now I would like to move to the programming. Online students, some small disturbance of 10 minutes. I hope you people understood the concept of while loop. Now I'll move to the programming. Shall we move to the programming and is it understandable to everybody now? So let's move to the further. Open the notes, all of you. Write a Python program. Write a Python program. And online students, sometimes internet also will have some problem. Don't think that all the days our days are ours only. Sometimes some internet problem will be coming. That day we have to adjust for few minutes or few seconds so that we should not feel that some disturbance in the class. Okay, everybody will have the problem. That problem we have to understand. So for me, for you, anytime some disturbance will come, the disturbance will be removed for a few seconds or for a few minutes. Okay, and we will start. And don't feel that it is a disturbance, and don't feel for that. So we explain you perfect subject. That disturbance, we cannot do anything. If net problem is there, we cannot do anything. Students, understand that with your uh, with your things. Right. Open it. Write a Python program. Write a Python program. Write a Python program which will generate, which will generate, which will generate one to one to n numbers. One to n numbers. One to n numbers. 1 to n numbers, where n must be the positive integer value, where n must be the positive integer value, where n must be the positive integer value, where n must be the positive integer value. So how we can take care of it, where we can go for it. Now I'm entering into the further. Students, so I hope that it is, I think you are understanding. Students, now I'm going to enter into the PyCharm. PyCharm. What is our logic here? First, try to understand the logic development for every problem. First, try to follow me, student. How we need to interpret this logics. So, logic development. What is our concept here? Generate. Generate what? 1 to n. That means where n is positive. First, understand this. Here, two things. Case one. What is the case one here? What is the case one? If n is, if n is what? Some 20, minus 20. Then what should I say? Then display, then display what? Invalid input. Then display what? Invalid input. Case two, case two. What is the case two? If n is, if n is 10, 10 means what? Which is a greater than 0 or not? What should I generate immediately? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So on I need to write it. So on I need to write it. 9 and 10 I need to generate. So I need to go for giving you 9 and 10 I need to generate. So we need to check whether the number is positive or not. Positive or not, to generally check it. What I require, students? If condition required or not? If condition is required. That if condition is true, if condition is true, if this is number is negative, then display this message. Otherwise, you display the numbers repeatedly. Shall we write this logic? Come on, go to the PyCharm, all of you. See how well we write the coding. That is an important. I'm explaining the simple case studies like that, and you need to follow. So let us move to the close this project and go to your place. Here I'm going to remove certain things. So here I will take it something little clear. So here and go to this place. Now I'm going to give you the clarity on this area. 7 a.m. loops, I will take it. 7 a.m. loops. 7 a.m. loops, I will take it. Loops related program, I will take it. So loops, 7 a.m. loops, I'm taking that. Now it is opening previous one. Now I'll take it. Let me close this. Say new project. 7 a.m. 7 a.m. 7 a.m. loops examples I'm taking. So that is going to be done. So in this place, I need to go for taking something like this. Observe it now, students. I'll write a question also here. Let me take a new Python file. What is this now? While loop example, while loop example one, while loop example one dot py. See, one program, if you understand, rest of the programs will be dead easy for you. I'll write the question also here. Program for generating, program for generating 1 to n numbers, 1 to n numbers, where n is what, students? Positive. Very, very easy. Tell me, suppose n is equal to what? 10. I'll take a fixed input. I'll take a fixed input. What I'm doing there, I need to write n is 10. Just I'm writing a first level, 0 level coding. N is 10. That means what is my output should be 1 to 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 up to 10. So I need to start what I said, 3 points. What are the 3 points I said, which I said to you? Number one is called what? Initialization. What is my initialization? Starts with 1. I is equal to what? 1. What is this is known as initialization part. And how to write the coding in a easy manner, I am going to say. Initialization part. What is the next I need to take? Condition. With what? While I less than or equal to 10. That is nothing but what? N. Correct or not? N. After that, what I will print, student? I. And I need to write what? I is equal to I plus 1. What is this I less than and N is called? Test condition. Test condition. Test condition. And what is this line is called here? Updation part we can call. Updation part we can call. Easy. Let us run this code, ma. Let us run this code once. Am I getting this 1 to 10 numbers or not? We are getting 1 to 10 numbers. So go to the place and see this right side of the output and take care and see this carefully. Are you understanding this? This is called coding and this is an output. So I got these students and the same statement I can write like this also. How do you write it in another way? I plus is equal to 1 also I can write it. What this plus equal to is called? Shorthand plus operator it is called. Already I explained in the class. Shorthand operator concept I already said. So if you don't remember, you try to remember it. I explained that part for you. This is 1 to 10 numbers printed. So shorthand operators completed already. A star B is equal to A is equal to A star is equal to B, you can say. So plus equal to is called what? Shorthand operator. Suppose I will not write this updation. First of all, is it clear? Is it clear first of all? But how do you make it a generalization? Look at the generalization. This is a 10. I will write it. Int of input of, come on, enter how many numbers you want to generate. You want to generate. You want to generate. So now I'm going to write it. This part we are writing. Try to run it. N I will take in here. So enter how many values you want to take it. Here I'm going to take up now. Let us enter how many numbers you want to generate. What are the numbers I want to generate here? I'll say something like 6 or 5 I will write it. What are the numbers are printed? 1 to 5. Try to run again here. I say 8. 8 are printed. Suppose now I'm saying minus 5. Minus 5. N is minus 5. I is 1. What is happening? 1 less than or equal to what? Minus 5. 1 less than or equal to minus 5 is true or false? False. False means what? No output will come. No output will come. For that, what I'm trying to tell you now is this is for what? Printing 1 to 10. When the number is coming in the line number 4, I will write one if statement. What is the if statement? If n less than or equal to 0. 0 or what? Less than or equal to 0. What should I do now? I will say that is what statement? Invalid input. Dot format of what? N I am writing. N I am writing. And later what I will do? Else. In the else part, I will write this entire logic. Are you following me? I think you are following me. So this part we are going to get it. This is called what? Invalidating. And this is for what? Validation process. Try to run this code now and see the result of it. I will show you clearly this side. Carefully watch it. I'm entering the number called what? Minus 5. Minus 5. Minus 5 less than or equal to 0. Man, minus 5 less than or equal to 0. True. And it is printing this data or not. And this else part will not execute at all. See the answer now. Minus 5 is which input? Invalid input. Very, very important. Be careful. Next time I'm going to write it what? 5. 5. I'm writing 5. 5. 5 less than or equal to 0. False. False means where it is coming to which part? else part. In the else part, what I'm doing, 1 to 5 numbers I'm printing. Checking the number is positive or negative is called what? One time. And repeating that 1 to n numbers is called what? Repetition. That's why I'm using what? Loop. See this now. Got the output or not? Well, students, this part is clear. Online students, did you understand this completely, wholeheartedly? Are you confident in writing this if and else here? And in the else, I wrote while and all those things. Everybody need to respond. Everybody need to respond, students. Well, good. Now let us move to the further. Now I am telling students, if I did not write updation part, what happens? I'm going to say. If I'm showing the internal flow now. If I don't write the updation, what happens? Start. What is the value of I? 1. N value I entered 5 more. I is 1. 1 less than or equal to 5. What is an answer? True. Print what value? 1. 1. Go to condition once again. 1 less than or equal to 5. Again true. Printing 1. It is going on printing 1 only infinitely. Even if you come tomorrow also, 1111 is printing. Let us run. I will say some 5. What is happening? See the answer now. 1111 only printing. Is it recommended? It is known as what? Infinite looping, which is not recommended. This process of giving the value called 111 is called which loop? Infinite loop. Is it recommended? No. That's why writing updation is compulsorily. We must write the updation compulsorily. Are you following me? Yes, sir. Run this code now. I'll say some 8 here. I got 1 to 8. 1 to 8, I got it. Next step, I'm going to write it one more. You say another one. Don't write initialization part. Don't write initialization part. When I don't write initialization part in the while loop, I, do you have any information about I in my program? No. What error will come? Name error. Beautiful. Name error will come. See that. Enter the data. I say 5 here. What error came? Name error. That is called what? I is not defined. You must go for what? Define. So initialization compulsory or not? Yes. Now I will run this code. Now I will run my code. So go to the place. Here I am writing. Run your code. I say 4. 1 to 4 came. Initialization compulsory. Updation compulsory. Today I will remove what? Condition I am removing. Condition I am removing. No condition written. When no condition is written, what will be substituted? You know, it is not substituted anything over there. It is treated as a false. Treated as what? False means what are you not writing? Else I will write today. Today I am writing else. I am from, I am from else part of, I am from which part? Else part. I am from else part of, else part of while loop, while loop. And I will write what here, and out of that I am writing here print other statement in which loop? While else loop. While else loop, this is going to be another one. And for this part, I will go for it. What is this now? Other statement in the program. Other statement. Other statements in program. Other statements in program means for this if else other statement. I think you are following me. And for this while else, this is called what? Other statement for while loop. Clear, students? Right. Try to run ma. While no condition. No condition means what? False. False means where it will come. So it will print and others this will print plus this also will print. Try to run it. It is going to give you the value called 3. And what is happening? I am from else part of while loop, other statement in while loop and else, and other statements in the program. That's why you need to write compulsory what? Condition. I less than or equal to what? N. See, you have seen it, everything compulsory. Enter the value called 10. 1 to 10 came. And you have seen every part importance I shown. Removed and shown. Placed, shown. Removed 3 parts and shown 3 parts importance. That's why what is required? Initialization compulsory, updation compulsory, Test condition compulsory. If I don't write test condition, what is the condition value? False. These are all MCQs level. These questions will be coming. Clear all? Online students, respond all of you. Is it clear for everybody? Now this is going to be L spot also shown here. Now it is more clear, I think so. I will enter the value called what? 1000, I will say 1000. It is going to print 1000 numbers without any minute. Total numbers are printed here. It is printed from 1000 numbers. So take up like 1 onwards. So where it is showing last 1000 numbers, it is printed. So here I say something like 4 values are showing like this. Clear up? Done. Next, I want to go for one more kind of logic. Open the notes. Don't try to buttify the programs. Try to understand. Remember, write a Python program. Write a Python program. Write a Python program which will generate, which will generate, which will generate n to 1, n to 1, which will generate n to 1, which will generate 1 to n to 1, where n is positive, where n is positive, where n is positive, where n is positive. Look at students, generate n to 1, where n is positive, where n is positive. Look at case number 1, same. Case number 1, same. Case number 1, sorry. Case number 1 I will carry. This case number 1 says what? Case number 1 says what? N is negative, then display what input? So case number 2, I will take it. What is the case number 2? If N is what? 10. If N is 10, what should I print it? 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. This is the data we need to print it. So where are we starting from? N, 10. Next, how much? 9. Next, so your observation will prepare you the logic. Is it forward direction or backward direction? Starting from where? 10. Starting from 10. Ending with what? What is the condition you are preparing? 10 greater than or equal to 1. 10 greater than or equal to 1. This thought should come automatically. First you have to observe. Is it in forward or backward? Backward. Backward means you should go for what? Greater than or equal to. Forward means what? Less than or equal to. So 10 greater than or equal to 1. It is true. Print the value called what? 10. Decrement it, go. Decrement it, go. Decrement it, go. Going on decrementing until you reaches to what? 1, it reaches to 1 minus 1, 0. And you stop the code. Are you following me? So I will write it. What is the logic here? I is equal to n. That is I is equal to n means what? 10. What is my logic? While I greater than or equal to 1 and say what here? Print of I, and I will write I is equal to what? I minus 1. You can also write as I minus is equal to 1 also you can write. Minus equal to is called what? Shorthand operator, shorthand minus operator, shorthand plus operator, already explained in the classes. Are you able to follow? This is going to be supposed to be written code. Let us observe this now. Same while loop example 2, I want to go for it. While loop example 2, I want to go for it. Very, very easy. I'll write it. While loop example 2.py. Go to the place. I'll carry this question under file name and I'll write the code once again. Program for generating n to 1 numbers where n is positive. Come on, ma, start. You only tell me the logic. I can copy my logic quickly, but copying and pasting, I don't like it. Int of input of enter, enter any, enter how many numbers, you want to generate. You want to generate. Okay, done. Done. I got the n. Check it if it is negative or positive. N less than or equal to 0. What should I say? I say is what? Invalid input. Not the format of what? N. Done. Next, I will take up what here? Else part. In else part, I need to write the logic. What should I write there? I is equal to n. N. Try to observe. This is known as which part I forget? Initialization part. Next, while I greater than or equal to 1, because my logic is n to 1, starting from n, ending with that. It is our intelligence to prepare the condition. I said forward direction means less than or equal to, backward direction means greater than or equal to. So I need to print what students? I. I. Now I need to write it what? I is equal to I minus 1. This is known as what your condition. This is known as what? Just try to run it. Now I'm writing one else. Else not necessary, but I'm trying to enjoy the syntax of that. In the part of it, I'm just writing the single line to be repeated for 40 times. Try to run this. Say here value called 5. It is coming 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 or not. When 1 is going to be greater than or equal to 1, 1 is printing. When 1 minus 1, 0, 0 greater than or equal to 1, false. Coming to which part? Else part. And before that also I will write it. Before here also I will write it. And here also I will write it. Inside I will write it. Numbers, numbers, numbers within, numbers within, numbers within. Not the format of what? N. Try to see students how important this is. So I say 6. So numbers within 6, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. If you want to print this 6, if you want to print this output here, if you want to print, you use some tab spaces here. Tab. For that, I'll go for it. These are all for showing good result of output. Here I'm writing backslash t, backslash t. There I'm writing dot format of what? I. Dot format of I. Let us run this now. I say some 6. It's some gap is there or not? Some gap is there. Are you following that? That is an effect of what? Backslash t. One more backslash t, I will write it. One more backslash t. Online students, here. One more backslash t. Run this code and see the result. 6. Is it 1 to 6 something that it is moving or not? So I think you are following me. So I hope that this is clear about. You enter whatever you like it. Say something like 20. So we are getting 22, 22, 1. Whatever the number, you say minus value, which is called what? Invalid input. I hope that it is clear. Shall I give you some small homework for you? Right. Online students, did you understand this example? Now I am giving a small example as a homework. Write down. Write a Python program. Write a Python program. Write a Python program which will generate Seema Kalyani. Voice is clear for you people. Everybody is saying everybody is everything clear, and you are saying voice not clear. So DIR you are saying. So write a Python program which will generate even numbers, even numbers, even numbers within n, even numbers within n, even numbers within n, where n is a positive value, where n is a positive value. Look at even numbers within n I am writing. Look at students. If, as I said, same, if n is what? Negative, then display what? Invalid input. Display what here? Invalid input. Mr. Manoj, what happens to you? Mr. Manoj, why this question mark? What is your problem? So, Mr. Manoj, what is your problem? Nothing, sir. Then why question mark? Hmm? Why question mark? You anyhow doubt is there? No. Any doubt is there? I'm asking. Question mark means any doubt is there. That's my question. Not to say sorry here. Any doubt is there? Put a question mark. If no doubt is there, putting a question mark is a waste of your time, my time. If n is negative, then display what input? Invalid input. If n is what? Positive. If n is positive, I need to display what? Even numbers. Even number starts from where, ma? 2, 4. Suppose n is equal to some 10 అనుకుందాం. 10. What are the numbers? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. 10. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. So where I need to start from? 2. How much I have to increment? Plus 2. Next, plus 2. Next, plus 2. Next, plus 2. When you increment next, my condition becomes false or not? So how do you write it here? N is equal to 2. While n greater than n less than or equal to what? Sorry. N I. I'll do one thing, ma. One thing I'll do. I is equal to what here? 1 minute. So I will take it. I'll take it. I will take it like this. I is equal to 2. While I less than or equal to n. I less than or equal to n. Print of what? I. I is equal to what? I plus 2, which also can be written as what? I plus is equal to 2. What is my n is equal to here? 10. I is 2. 2 less than or equal to 10. 2. Print of that I. 2 is printed. I plus 2. 4. 4 greater than or equal to 10. True. Print 4. I plus 2. 6. 6 less than or equal to 10. Print 6. Next 6 plus 2. 8. 8 less than or equal to 2. 10. 2. 8 is printed. 8 plus 2. 10. 10 less than or equal to 10. 2. Print 10. 10 plus 2. 12. 12 less than or equal to 10. False. Coming to which part? Else part. So myself only explained the logic for you. Okay? Suppose if n is 11, up to 10 is printed, 11 plus 10 plus 2 is called 12. 12 less than or equal to 11, it is becoming false. I only said the logic. So need to do the logic, okay? Do that. Homework number 1. Next, homework number 2. Write a Python program. Write a Python program which will generate odd numbers. Which will generate odd numbers. Which will generate odd numbers. Which will generate odd numbers within n. Within n. Within n. Odd numbers within n. Same. Are you following me? N is equal to 10. What are the odd numbers here? 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. 9. These are the things. Starting from where? I is equal to 1. What is that now? I less than or equal to n. And it say what? Print of what? I. I is equal to what I'll do? I plus 2. Because I am incrementing like this. Are you following? So homework number 2. Will you do that? Simple things these are. Okay now? Right. Now I want to test your another knowledge. Because I will teach 4 levels of knowledge to students. 4 different examples. This is called a level 1 example. There are below average questions these are. So average, above average, extreme, total, industry related. One more example. Homework number 2. Homework number 3. Will you do homework first of all? You won't do? You will do. Okay. So tomorrow also I'll check the notebooks also. Write a Python program. Write a Python program which will generate even numbers in decreasing order within n where n is positive where n is positive Important. Look at decreasing order means what? So if n is called what? Something like 10. What are the numbers to display output? Come on. 10. Next 8. 6. That's all. Be careful. Be careful. Some tricky is there in that. Some tricky point is there. So how well you will do? You need to take care. Next. One more. Homework number 3 done. Homework number 4. Write a Python program. Write a Python program. Write a Python program which will generate odd numbers, odd numbers, odd numbers in decreasing order, in decreasing order, in decreasing order, where n is, where n is positive, where n is positive. Same. So see students, if my number is called what? Something like 10. What are the odd numbers? Start. 9. Be careful. Come on. 7, 5, 3, 1. Like that. If it is 11, if it is 11, what you will do? 11, 9, 7, 5, 3, 1. Like that. Here there is some tricky is there. Tricky in the sense your intelligence. Your intelligence you need to put. Are you intelligent? Intelligent. Intelligent or not intelligent? Intelligent? Okay. Can I ask one question? Not now. Okay. So you do the coding, ma? You do the coding. You're intelligent. I will accept it. But that intelligence, keep it on the subject. So you'll become job. Job holder means everything is set right. Correct or not? Yes. Now, one more example. Write a Python program, but I will do it in the class. Write a Python program which will generate multiplication table, which will generate multiplication table for a given number. Multiplication table for a given number. For a given number. For a given number. Are you following me? For a given number, we need to take it. So what is that multiplication table? Look at students, all of you. So if multiplication table, all of you look at, very easy also, not a difficult. So if n is what? If n is what? Negative, then what input it is? Invalid input. Invalid input. If n is what? If n is what here? Positive. That is n is equal to, for example, 9. 9 you take it. N is equal to what? 9 you take it. What is happening? 9 into 1 is equal to 9. 9 into 1 is equal to 9. 9 into 2 is equal to what? 18. 18. 9 into 3 is equal to 27. And next time going on taking it, 9 into 10 is equal to 90. See that displaying the multiplication table with the 10 entries is repeated or one time operation? One. Repeated. So what is this now? You know 1 to 10. You know how to generate or not? What is my n value? So starting from where now? 1. Come on. While I less than or equal to 10. Or you can also write I less than 11 also you can write it, no problem. Correct or not? Where I will print what? Print of n I need to print, I need to print, n into I need to print. What is that n is called here? 9. What is that I is called here? This one. What is the n into I is called product or not? That I need to print. Next I will increment I is equal to what here? I plus 1. I plus 1. Clear? Huh? That's all. Multiplication table. So let us go to the PyCharm here. So there I will take it. While loop example 3. While loop example 3.py. See students, there you go for it. Program for generating, program for generating multiplication table for n, where n is positive. Come on now, I'm taking n is equal to int of input of enter a number, enter a number for generating multiplication table, for generating multiplication table. Come on, if n less than or equal to 0, what input it is? Invalid input. Is invalid input. See students, you have to do by yourself this entire logics. Say else part I am writing. That means n is positive, ready to display the multiplication table. Print of, I want to go for some good looking output. Now I am writing here multiplication table for dot format of what here n. So there I will write it. There I will write it multiplication table. This I will write it. Come on, start here. I is equal to 1 while while I am writing I less than or equal to 10 or I less than 11, no problem. Print of backslash t, n value printed, symbol called into, and I value is equal to product of n into I. Format of what? Hmm. N comma I comma n into I. N into I. Beautiful. I is equal to what I will write? I plus 1. And I will write a else part here. One closing line I will do it. That's all. Main important story is here only. These are all called makeup kind of stuff. Let's run. Let's run the code. Enter the number -5. Invalid input. You enter the value called what you know. Some 9 you enter. Multiplication table for 9. Are you following me? Multiplication table. Which multiplication you don't know? 19th multiplication table you don't know. Do you know 19th multiplication table? Don't know. But everything is over. Intermediate over, 10th class over, everything is over. We don't know multiplication table also. So multiplication table. Are you following me? So here I wrote it. 18th multiplication table. We got it. Are you following me? So coming to the point of it. Now Vikram is asking a question. Sir, when we write the while condition in if condition instead of writing else. So where he is asking, I don't know. So can we write while condition in if condition instead of writing else? Completely, I'm not getting his doubt. So he is asking, can we write while condition in condition instead of else? That is completely out of order. I did not understand that doubt. So his doubt refers here, and his doubt refer here also. I don't understand what is his English. Now coming to this point, is it clear? So nothing to be serious. That is not a doubt, and this is done. So in tomorrow's class, when I come back, I'll continue this example. I'll introduce for loop also for you. And while loop is not completed, this entire week will be continued with loops only. With what? Pass, break statement, continuous statement. So many examples I'll tell you. So many examples I will tell you. So that this week, if you become absent, it is waste of attending Python classes. That much important concept it is. Don't miss tomorrow class. Very, very important. Don't miss it. Thank you. All the best. Carry on. Online students, if any doubts are there, you can hold on. We'll talk to you. Student name Shiva.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Shiva. Tell me.
Sir, you have said that some other animal's life is given to human being. Is it correct or some other story, sir?
No, what is that? What you are asking me?
You said that in the middle of the class,
Yeah.
life of some animals is given to human beings. You said no, sir.
Hmm. Hmm. So don't
Is
worry
it
about don't worry. I will tell you in the class. Okay. One moment I will tell you. Okay now?
okay, sir?
Because
Just you
subject
said
doubt,
no. I'm
subject doubt.
asking.
Any subject doubt is there?
No, sir. No, sir.
Okay. So that I'll tell in the middle of it sometimes. Okay now?
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Right. Next, another student name is V. V. Student name is V. Student name is V. Sandhya. You are asking me how to print the numbers horizontally like already explained in the classes. We go to 7 a.m. Print statement, display the data. Their syntax number last. You look at that last part of the syntax. There is here it is written. Already explained. You must read the notes. Sandhya, you look at that. Are you seeing Sandhya this answer? This answer already explained in the class. You must read the notes so that everything is there in my notes. Right, Nagaraju. Can we attend Django and REST API classes? My dear student, I'll tell you, once the teacher teaches properly, you can attend any class. There is no issue about it. You can attend. If the teacher teaches well, you can attend. Okay. So they should